Wow, what another great divisional round this year. And I gotta say, a lot of the matchups really did impress me this year. And the teams that made it, one of them really surprised me a lot because I did not expect them to actually pull it off. But, it is what it is. And yeah, so welcome back to So Back Sports. And I am so back with another video. And today I will be reacting to the games that happened on Saturday and today. And to start off with the first game of the divisional round, it was the Ravens and Texans game. And when I saw this game first, I felt that the Ravens were going to go into their hometown with a very hungry Texans team and with the CJ Stroud who's been balling out of his mind these last couple of weeks and in throughout the season as well. And unfortunately, their youth kind of showed a lot in this game, and the Ravens really just curb stomped them throughout the most of the game. In the beginning, though, they did seem like they were keeping up with the Ravens, especially with that kick return touchdown, which is pretty much their only touchdown that game. And yeah, it was just not a great showing for CJ Stroud. He did all he could. His offensive line really kind of sold him, to be honest. But you can't really do much with that Ravens pass rush. And Lamar had a really good game, 4 touchdowns, 2 tutties with the 2 rushing tutties. And overall, it was a very team collective effort. John Harbaugh did a very good coaching, and Munkin, McDonald did a good, excellent on both sides of the ball. This is definitely a good, warm up game, especially since they came off the bye week. I expected the Ravens to win, and they got the job done. And moving on to the next matchup, which gave me the most stress out of all of them, was the 49ers and the Green Bay Packers. And yeah, I got to say that this game was proving that anyone can beat a 1 seed. And however, it didn't end up that way. The Green Bay Packers looked insane. And from a Bears perspective, this is not the most ideal situation, but I got to give props to Jordan Love and that whole team. They are balling out. They were balling out that game. And to be fair, it was kind of crazy because Jordan Love throughout the game had essentially a flawless game for the most part, except for 2 costly interceptions, which I'll get to. But overall, the offense was going really well. They were able to dissect that defense. I swear, every single time that Jordan Love would step back in 3rd-and-long situations, he would chuck the ball up, and I'm like, uh-oh, is this going to be intercepted? And no, it's actually someone that's wide open. And even we saw this against the Cowboys. They would find some way. The play calling is immaculate because they find some way to get receivers wide open. And against the 49ers defense that's really, really good, they were able to still get wide open, get their young receivers separation. And you got to give props to Matt LaFleur and for a well-executed play calling, And Joe Barry had a good showing until the end. Joe Barry, will he be the defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers? That's really up to Brian Gutekunst. And I don't know. I don't know if they'll probably keep him because it kind of the way the game ended. It didn't seem like it was kind of like the nail in the coffin in that sense. In my opinion, I don't think they're gonna bring him back. They're probably gonna find someone else because this team is gonna be special. And yeah, it pains me to say it, but they're going to be good. They're going to be good. Jordan Love is that guy. He did have a costly interception, as I'm going to bring 2. And yeah, that was a bad throw. That was a very bad throw because it was across your body. It was kind of like a Brett Favre type throw where it was across the body, and it just was not going. It was in triple coverage, and yeah, it was picked off, and that kind of sealed the deal. Yeah, I'm just glad that the 49ers ended up winning, but there is a lot of promise. If you want to talk about the 49ers, on the other hand, that game was a bit scary for me because if you're going into Detroit, who's also pretty hungry. Like, you're going to have to deal with a lot when it comes to Detroit, and their defense isn't as good, but their offense is hungry, and you got to fix a lot of things when it comes to what Detroit brings. And given that this is their first NFC championship, you have to capitalize on that. Green Bay was definitely not a game where you should have been that close, but it is what it is. Anyways, moving on to the next matchup, and to be honest, I was kind of intrigued on this game and I really wanted the Bucks to win, but at the end of the day, I wasn't really like, Bucks should win 100%. I'm going against every NFC North. No, no, no. I didn't mind if the Lions won because the Lions deserve it. They deserve, after so many years of like pain, suffering in having bad teams, they finally were able to overcome their trials and tribulations and make it to the NFC Championship game. So at the end of the day, I gotta give my hats off to Dan Campbell. The Ben Johnson called an excellent game. That defense is still growing, and it could be dangerous in the coming years. The Bucks, however, there were moments in that game that were really good because the game was really close until the third quarter, I want to say, when the Lions got touchdowns after every single drive. And Jared Goff had a really good game. Baker had a really good game until the end. Until the end. Like, Baker did really good for being in the divisional round. And I think that this is someone that the Bucks should not move off of because it gives you that opportunity to contend. They weren't expected to even contend this year, and the fact that they made it to the divisional round blows my mind. And I just love this Baker revenge story and kind of like coming to life from where he was in Carolina, having a stint in LA, and then coming to the Bucks. And keep in mind, remember, he wasn't even supposed to be a starter. Like, going forward on the Bucks, like it was between him and Kyle Trask, and the fact that he won it obviously, and he was able to build off of that. He was so good this season, all career highs in stats, totals, and all that, touchdowns, passing yards, everything. It was so cool to see. And yeah, and then finally and I guess congratulations to Detroit again, and it's going to be pretty exciting to see you guys in the NFC Championship, so we shall see. And then finally, the game that is to be an instant classic, but I guess the same outcome came, especially in the playoffs. Josh Allen, yeah, I mean, he did all he probably could, in my opinion. Like, he didn't have great. There were moments, I guess, in that game where he missed key players open. There was like that, but Stephon Diggs, you got to make that catch. You got to make that catch because if you made that catch, it would have been easy touchdown from there. It would have been great field position. I think it was like an 80-yard or something that he caught it. He would have caught it, but it went right through his hands. I feel so bad for Bills fans because it's like every single time they get to this point, the pinnacle, and they end up losing in heartbreaking fashion. And yeah, like Chiefs were the better team, and Chiefs capitalized in every moment they were in the red zone. And Kelsey had a great game, 2 touchdowns, pretty good game. Haven't seen that in a minute, and I kind of forgot Kelsey was like a player sometimes with how little he hasn't been contributing. But I think the offense. This is the best offensive performance I've seen in a while from the Chiefs. And if they go into the next round with that offense, they'll be really good. And yeah, I'm sorry. Like, Tyler Bass, like, that's unfortunate. And Bills fans, tell me in the comments down below, what do you think? Like, what do you guys think you should do? Because there are a lot of things you can do in the offseason, but where to start, because at this point, the bane to your existence is essentially the Chiefs in the playoffs. So it is what it is. But yeah, I feel so bad for Bills fans. This is pain. But for Chiefs fans, like, the fact that you guys made the AFC Championship game with, I want to say, the worst version of the Chiefs. Like, This is definitely not their best team, and they still made the AFC Championship game. Really cool and stuff. And this shows you how if you have Mahomes on your team, you will still be a contender. And the fact that he made, is this his fifth? I'm pretty sure. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, this is crazy. I'm excited. And now I guess we can go to the conference championship matchups. We have the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. And then for the NFC side, we have Detroit and San Francisco. This is going to be cool. I think it's pretty lopsided. I'll give you my predictions in a future video this week. It'll probably be out like around Thursday or so. And yeah, these matchups are really cool. I think this is going to be a crazy matchup. The Kansas City Chiefs and Baltimore Ravens. And Detroit is going to be interesting. I want to see how Detroit does against San Francisco. But anyway, guys, that's it for this reaction. What a weekend of football. Like, I got to say, it keeps getting better. It's a gift that keeps giving. We have 3 more games left of the regular season. I know it's crazy. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. The videos, I've seen a lot of views and likes on it. No matter what, I appreciate your guys' support. And it means a lot to me if you comment down below and subscribe and support the channel as best as you can. And I'll see you guys in a future video. Peace.